The one person, though, who still seemed very serious, and I wonder if it's because he's not
Mhm.
exactly thrilled about his play, was quarterback Russell Wilson. I'm curious about your thoughts on his play so far this season.
Yeah, I think that, when you look at Russ in general, there's like these two dichotomies. It's like the defend Russ camp, and then there's just the no matter what happens, Russ is terrible camp. But Russ is big picture vastly improved
Yeah.
from last year. That there's no doubt about that. But I think that there's still a lot of situations that sometimes it'll boggle my mind. I'll say, man, I can't believe the guy has been in the league this long and he seems to lack situational awareness. Like a lot of times,
Mhm.
like how many times do we say, man, you got to get rid of the ball there. You can't take that sack. You got
Yep.
to throw it away. Right. Stuff that sometimes you're saying about first, second, third year quarterback, right.
Yep.
In general. And I don't know if part of that is you start to see like seeing ghosts, right? Like I think there's still that from last year where you start to sometimes it feels like you see the panic a little bit more in Russ of kind of that Russ we saw last year. But I think in general, it's really interesting because clearly the scripted plays are set up very well for him to succeed. And I think that it's one of those things that one, I guess the league has changed, but two, accepting that you're a little bit older. Russ has been
Mm.
made his money on being able to scramble and Patrick Mahomes it, if you will, and extend those plays. And there's two sides of that. One, he's not as fast as he used to be. Two, guys are just bigger, stronger, faster. These pass rushers are insane right now. And I think that Russ has to come to terms with like he's not that guy anymore,
Yeah.
right? So there's a mix because there are times where we just see, I think where he's fantastic, and there's times where it's how did he miss
Questionable.
that wide open guy? He misses a lot of wide open guys still, right? All of these things. But I think the biggest thing of setting Russ up for success is to continue to let the run game flourish. And when it does, it really opens up the deep shots for him. And we saw that in this last game. This was the first game where I feel like, oh my gosh, you committed to the run start to finish. And then look what happened with finding Jerry Jeudy, right? And finding those deep balls. And so I think it all comes down to being Russ is never going to be the guy that puts the whole team on his back and carries them,
Nope.
right? This has to be a collective effort, and Sean Payton has to continuously be game planning around Russ to make him as successful as possible. And for me, the biggest thing is you got to keep pushing the run game. And for the love of God, play Marvin Mims more, right? Every time that guy touches the ball, it's magic. And you talk about opening up the deep game with the run game flourishing. We need more of that. We need a lot more of that. So it's all about building around Russ. This is not, I think that's how this offense is successful.